This video is all about the different animals in English and Filipino or Tagalog. The first one is cat. In English and in Filipino, that's pusa. Cat, pusa. In English, it's a dog, and in Filipino, it's an aso. Dog, aso. Chicken in English, and in Filipino, it's manok. Chicken, manok. Hen in English, and inahin in Filipino. Hen, inahin. In English, it's a rooster, and in Filipino, it's a tandang. Rooster, tandang. In English, it's a pig, and in Filipino, it's a baboy. Pig, baboy. In English, it's a cow, and in Filipino, it's a baka. Cow, baka. Bird in English and ibon in Filipino. Bird, ibon. It's a chick in English and it's a sisiw in Filipino. Chick, sisiw. In English, it's a lion, and in Filipino, it's a leon. Lion, leon. In English, it's a horse, and in Filipino, it's a kabayo. Horse, kabayo. In English, it's a carabao or a water buffalo. In Filipino, it's kalabaw. Carabao, kalabaw. In English, it's a goat, and in Filipino, it's a kambing. Goat, kambing. In English, it's a tiger, and in Filipino, it's a tigre. Tiger, tigre. In English, it's an elephant, and in Filipino, it's an elepante. Elephant, elepante. In English, it's a deer, and in Filipino, it's an usa. Deer, usa. In English, it's a monkey, and in Filipino, it's onggoy. Monkey, onggoy. In English, it's a sheep, and in Filipino, it's a tupa. Sheep, tupa. In English, it's a bat, and in Filipino, it's a paniki. Bat, paniki. In English, it's a rat, and in Filipino, it's a daga. Rat, daga. In English, it's a duck, and in Filipino, it's a pato. Duck, pato. In English, it's an eagle, and in Filipino, it's an agila. Eagle, agila. In English, it's an ant, and in Filipino, it's a langgam. Ant, langgam. In English, it's a spider, and in Filipino, it's a gagamba. Spider, gagamba. In English, it's a cockroach, and in Filipino, it's an ipis. Cockroach, ipis. In English, it's a turkey, and in Filipino, it's a pabo. Turkey, pabo. In English, it's a crocodile, and in Filipino, it's a buwaya. Crocodile, buwaya. In English, it's a turtle, and in Filipino, it's a pagong. Turtle, pagong. It's a snake in English, and it's an ahas in Filipino. Snake, ahas. In English, it's a frog, and in Filipino, it's a palaka. Frog, palaka. It's a butterfly in English, and it's a paru-paro in Filipino. Butterfly, paru-paro. Grasshopper in English and tipaklong in Filipino. Grasshopper, tipaklong. It's a mosquito in English and a lamok in Filipino. Mosquito, lamok. We also have a dragonfly in English and a tutubi in Filipino. Dragonfly, tutubi. In English, it's a bee, and in Filipino, it's a bubuyog. Bee, bubuyog. In English, it's a firefly, and in Filipino, it's an alitaptap. Firefly, alitaptap. It's a goose in English, and in Filipino, it's a gansa. Goose, gansa. In English, it's a worm, and in Filipino, it's a bulate. Worm, bulate. It's a crab in English, and in Filipino, it's an alimango. Crab, alimango. We also have a shark in English, and in Filipino, it's a pating. Shark, pating. In English, it's a shrimp, and in Filipino, it's a hipon. Shrimp, hipon. In English, it's a squid, and in Filipino, it's a pusit. Squid, pusit. We also have a fish in English and isda in Filipino. Fish, isda. In English, it's a whale, and in Filipino, it's a ballena. Whale, ballena. In English, it's a sea turtle, and in Filipino, it's a pawikan. Sea turtle, pawikan. And that is all about our lesson for today, which is about the animals in English and in Filipino or Tagalog. If you learned something new from this video, please don't forget to click like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Moreover, you might also want to watch the next video on the screen. Maraming salamat, thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.